It was a really interesting talk. Thank you for that. You didn't really get to introduce yourself much. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? All of that.
Yeah, I'm from Victoria, British Columbia, and I'm an English teacher in Korea. I teach kindergarten, and I've been really enjoying living here for 1 year.
Awesome. What brought you to Korea? What made you?
I needed a really good job, and I got a job offer, and yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Korea?
My favorite thing about Korea, I love the food, I love the people, I love traveling here, I love doing temple stays, and I love hiking the mountains. There's amazing hiking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So this is a really interesting topic. What sparked your interest in this topic?
Traveling to Bolivia, when I was in Bolivia, I saw a lot of poverty, and it really affected me. Yeah, so I think that it's really crazy that it's so poor. It's such a poor country. I think that there's a lot of potential for the marketing of the coca leaf, and a lot more money could be going into this country than there is right now, so that's why I'm interested in it.
Do you know anything about since you were talking about the economy, anything about what would happen to the economy if they were to abolish the production of coca leaves? What would happen to the South America in general, or the Bolivian economy?
Well, it said like coca, I mean the problem is that a lot of the money coming from coca production is from the drug trade, but like I said, $2 billion a year from growing coca, so it's a huge part of the economy. I think it would be really positive to see it channeled into other products, such as coca tea, being available around the world, and toothpaste. You can make coca flour. It's like many, many, many things.
So we were talking about coca tea. What does it taste like? Can you give us can you compare it to anything we might be familiar with?
Bamboo tea.
Okay. Just like very earthy, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's just a leaf, like. Yeah.
Why is there such a stigma on coca leaves?
I don't really know. I don't think there should be. Obviously, everyone's heard of cocaine and knows how destructive it can be on people, on communities. Yeah, so coca has really had a bad reputation because of its relationship to cocaine. However, it shouldn't. It should not have a bad reputation. It's extremely good for you. And in Bolivia, it has, it's at the center of the culture, same as Peru. So I don't know why it has had such a stigma.
So you talked about keep the coca leaf in your cheek. So in my mind, at least that really reminds me of like chewing tobacco. Is there any sort of like negative effect from chewing coca leaf like that?
No.
Nothing.
Not that I know. Like people said in the report from the 1950s, these experts said that coca could cause malnutrition, and that because people are chewing coca, maybe they're not eating enough because they're getting the nutrition from the leaf. But that was not true, because the other side effects of malnutrition were not being found at all. And actually, coca allows somebody to go for days without food. But after that, they'll want to eat a lot. So it's not a replacement of food at all. Yeah.
Is coca a large part in like Bolivian cuisine? You said coca flour. Like is that a large part? Like what kind of foods, what kind of uses does it have in Bolivian culture itself?
Yeah, there's bakeries that use coca flour. There's toothpaste, there's wine, there's beer with coca in it. I was telling Taehoon before, you can get now an alcohol in Seoul that has coca in it. that's being made in Amsterdam. So it's basically in like everything. Well, not everything, but a lot of things.
So do you know any products? That's another question. I was just about to ask, what are some products that we could get here in Asia that are legally imported?
Yeah, it's called Agwa, AGWA, and it's alcohol, and it's available in Seoul. The alkaloid of cocaine has been removed, so that 0.75% of cocaine is removed from coca, from the coca that goes into the drink. So that makes it legal, but that is one beverage that you could find in Korea.
What about Coca toothpaste? What kind of effect does that have? Have you used it personally?
No. But another thing that has coca in it is Coca Cola. I don't know why, but Coca Cola is one of the only companies that can make a drink out of coca. It has 3 tons of coca leaves brought into the United States every year to make Coca-Cola, but again, they take out this alkaloid. They started to remove it in 1905, so you've all tried coca, if you had Coca-Cola.
So back to your travels in Bolivia. You went with an international or a volunteer organization.
Yeah.
What sparked your interest in that? Was it something that you did in university? What?
I volunteered with them in high school, and I don't know, I've always had an interest in social justice, and my family has been involved in social justice, so.
What did you study in university?
English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any Spanish background? Spanish language background in Bolivia?
My mom traveled through Guatemala and Nicaragua a lot in the 1980s when there was a lot of wars going on. And my middle name is Yolanda, so I'm named after one of her friends from Guatemala who was killed. And so it was part of how I was raised. And I knew a lot of Spanish people when I was growing up.
Excellent. Sounds like you were raised well. We have a lot of interesting questions for today's talk, but this is going to be today's last question. If your question wasn't able to be asked, feel free to come up and talk to Emma after the talk. So what are your future plans?
I applied for a master's degree, so I'm waiting to see what happens with that.
In what field with that?
International studies.
Okay, awesome. Thanks again for your talk, Emma.